Have you ever thought about quitting YouTube? Wow, if you're like me, you probably have. Most creators have at one time or another. Well, let's face it, quitting is a part of life. We quit habits, we quit projects, we quit jobs. There's all kinds of endings that we go through in life. But the real question is not, should I ever quit? The real question is, how do I know when it's time to quit? That's right. How do I know when it's time to quit? Some people quit YouTube way too quick because their channel is underperforming, and there's other channels that have been on way too long and they should have quit a long time ago. So, in this video, I want to help you answer this one question: when is it actually time to quit YouTube? I'll give you 3 reasons to quit, to consider quitting, and 1 reason to definitely not quit. Hi, this is Old Mike, old me, living better. You know my theme: if you ain't dead, you ain't done. Some of us may feel like we're done with YouTube, though I don't know. So, the first important reason why you may need to quit has to do with sustainability. When it's no longer sustainable, I need to consider quitting. Now, when I started my channel at 80 years old, I had some goals. I was going to stay on YouTube for at least 6 months, but I'm a fourth quarter part-time YouTuber, and I set some benchmarks, and those were that I did not want to spend more than 10 to 15 hours a week doing YouTube content creation. So that was my minimum expenditure: 1 video a week, 10 to 15 hours a week. And that was what I was going to do for the first 6 months. In other words, we all have a certain amount of capacity to do things. Our capacity involves 4 things. Here they are: time, energy, peace, and health. Now, your capacity may be different than mine, but if we ever exceed our capacity in doing something, that something is no longer sustainable. I'll run out of time, I'll run out of energy, I'll run out of peace, and I'll run out of health. So, this minimum benchmark for me made YouTube sustainable. I got off track a few times and tried to do more things, and man, I had to pull back to what was sustainable. So, the first reason to consider quitting YouTube is if you no longer have the capacity to put in the time and the energy, get your peace out of it, and you're burning out, then you need to back up, take a healthy look, and see if what you're doing is sustainable or not. Maybe you need to make a change. Number 2, a reason to quit is satisfaction. Quit when it's no longer satisfying. Hey man, we've all had jobs that we weren't very satisfied with, but we had to put food on the table. But I'll tell you, in my opinion, you have to enjoy what you're doing over the long haul. You have to find satisfaction in it, or you're not going to be able to make it. You don't have to be thrilled with every single video and every single moment, but you should have some sense of feeling, some sense of meaning as a YouTube creator. If you stop enjoying what you're doing and no longer gain any satisfaction from it, then it's time to think about putting that time, that energy into some other effort that will have better results for your life. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It may mean that you've run the season. This was a season for you. That season may be over. Now, the third reason to consider quitting has to do with vision. Quit when the vision is dead. This is a great principle. It's been around for a long time. Some people call it the death of a vision. The death of a vision is when the picture you had for the future or the picture you had for your YouTube channel no longer works, and you have to let it go before you can see what comes next. So many people in life have experienced death of a vision. I had a vision to become a highway patrolman. I grew up in high school, early in college, and I was taking classes in law enforcement. I went into the Marine Corps. I got all buffed up. I came out of the Marine Corps. I took that highway patrol exam. I nailed it. I was near the top of those who took the exam. Everything was going good till I went to take my physical. Well, here's the deal. I passed the physical really great. The only problem was I failed the color blindness test. That's right. I knew I had some color deficiency, but I had no idea it was as bad as it was. So I failed the highway patrol because I'm colorblind. But that vision of being a highway patrolman, I had to give that up to be able to spend the energy and the time to ultimately fulfill the call that God had for me in life. For a YouTube creator, the death of a vision is the moment when the channel you imagined, the goals you had for it, or the vision of success that you had for that channel no longer fits who you are, how you want to live, or what you really want to build. It doesn't always mean that you have failed. What once you had energy for now feels forced, heavy, empty sometimes. And until you let the old vision die, you may not be able to see the new direction that fits better. It may mean quitting YouTube, or it may be starting a different channel. Maybe the channel you have now, the vision for that channel has died. Let it go. Start a new channel. So there's the 3 reasons to consider quitting YouTube, but there's one important reason not to quit YouTube. Here it is. Don't quit YouTube because your channel is underperforming. I got to tell you, I follow dozens and dozens of channels with under 500 subscribers. Some of them with 10 or 12 subscribers. They're terrific channels. They're impacting the few people that are going to those channels. But if I measure the success of my channel based on the algorithm, then I'm destined for failure. I even did a video on this, and I'll link it in the description and at the end of the video that I hope you go watch. Every video has a potential to change a life, provide encouragement, or simply entertain. I did another video that I think is worth looking at if you're considering quitting your channel because your channel is not performing. It's dropping a stone. The idea is that every video that you make, every time you put content out, it's like dropping a stone into a pool of water and the ripples go out. There are videos that have been on YouTube for years and years and maybe don't have a traction. One day somebody's in a crisis in their life. They fire up YouTube, they hit that video, and that one video changes their life. In my opinion, that may be worth it all when doing a YouTube channel. So here's why you don't want to quit. If your YouTube work is sustainable, if you're still enjoying what you're doing and your vision is still alive, well, then don't quit. Keep going. Spend more time on the 4 pillars of content creation: thumbnail, title, first 30 seconds, compelling content. No matter who you are, you can make a video a little bit better than your last video. Keep learning, keep making adjustments, keep going, but don't give up unless it's no longer sustainable. It's no longer satisfying. If the vision you had for it has died, then quitting isn't giving up. It's just making room, capacity for something else that may be more important for you. Not every season is meant to last forever, and not every ending is a failure. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is to let a vision go, to let a new one be born. So there it is, the 3 reasons to quit YouTube and 1 reason not to quit YouTube. Every 6 months for the past 20 years now, I've done a personal art audit regarding the 4 things I mentioned earlier in this video. That is time, energy, peace, and health. I measure everything that I do, from my work life to my personal life to my hobbies. I gave up golf after I ran it through these 4 things on one of my 6 months audits. Do I have the time for it? Do I have the energy for it? Does it give me peace? Does it help my health? Well, yeah, it was good getting out on the course, helped my health. I had no peace because I couldn't hit the darn golf ball. I was running out of energy. The worst part, it takes like 4 or 5 hours to play 18 holes. I didn't have the time. So I just gave it up. So it's important, at least for me, every 6 months to a year, to go through a personal audit of all of the activities that take time, energy, and then run them through this metric: time, energy, peace, and health. If you don't have the time, if you don't have the energy, if it doesn't result in peace and it works against your health, then you ought to consider quitting whatever it is. On the other hand, if you're revived, invigorated by what you're doing, and you have the time to do it and the energy to do it, it gives you peace and it doesn't affect your health, then go for it. Stick with it. This is old Mike, old me, living better. I got through it. I had the time, I had the energy, and I got the peace, and I'm pretty healthy today. I hope to see you next time.